This is Patrick Roth, Senior Support Technician for E1 Business Solutions. Today we're going to look at an issue that I ran across a few times, common scenarios, and then one less common scenario. And the problem is the user had created a new SmartList Builder report, and in this case, to make it simple, they only had a SQL View attached to the report. And if we look at it, we can see it's called View AR Apply Detail, and it's in the 224 database, and you can see it here as a view, key fields picked, use company database, etc., etc. And the user tested out in SmartList itself, and it works fine. But what they found was, let me save this, and I'll flip to a normal user. So this is my normal user, PTR 2024, and the user has permissions granted. I didn't show that, but they do have permissions to this report. We know that because if they didn't have permissions to the report, it wouldn't actually show here at all. It would not show. So he has actually some other roles. This is a non-PowerUser user, but I gave him most of the roles, so we do see the other SmartList. When we run this specific report, however, it fails, and we get you do not have security privilege to view all the tables used in the SmartList. That's unexpected, of course, because we gave him access to the report, and it works fine as SA. And my user said that they have access to the report, which again we knew because it shows up here. If they didn't have access to the report, it wouldn't run. If we just test any of these other ones, they should work fine. So it's something specific about this one, and the user actually had tested it with a second SmartList Builder report, and they get the same error even after granting security to the report itself and checking. Now, usually when you get this error, and we'll flip back to the SA install user, it's almost always security to the SQL table security. And if we look, though, this is the 224 database that we're running in. And if we flip to the views, this is the view AR apply detail. We did see that when I looked at it from the report itself. You can't select a report to add, a table to add to it unless it's marked. But it is possible that it got created and then it could have got unmarked here. And so that would do it. But the one clue that suggests that's not the case is that if I would put on, if I would take off SQL Table security to that and run as SA or any other PowerUser, I would also get the same error. And so we know that since that didn't happen, I didn't show you that, but it didn't happen in this customer's case. And so that's not our problem. What the less typical solution is, there's one other security piece that's necessary for SQL tables and SQL views. And so if we go to tools, tools, setup, system, security tasks, my role is, or my task and my role are both called SQL reports. And if we flip it to SmartList Builder, now normally, SmartList Builder permissions, and then SmartList Builder. So normally this is used mostly for the SmartList Builder windows themselves, how to do things like create SmartList with SQL tables, deletes favorites, calculated fields, and this is actually more building of the reports. But this permission, view SmartList with SQL tables, is actually more of an end user run of reports. And so the view SmartList with SQL tables permission is the permission that is failing in this particular case. And the reason why it works for SA is because this is a normal GP security measure. These tasks are all GP ones. They flow through the security script. And so the reason it works for SA and power users then is because the security script says, is power user yes, and then it exit out. And so for those users, this permission works. The other one are specifically SmartList Builder security permissions in that window with the SQL views and databases. And so that's outside of the GP security, just extra stuff that SmartList Builder added. And so that's why those are also affected by that user. So now that we added this to that role, if I pull up then my user security and pull back up again, and the security was that SLB reports. It's the role and the task is the same thing, and so now he does have, if we wanted to verify, access to the report itself. So those are here, and we can see that they have access to all the reports, which is why they show up in the list. But now that we added that one special permission, is that going to solve the problem? And if I go back to SmartList and flip off and flip back, boom, it works. So so we did show that it's actually the one extra security permission that's specific to SQL Tables and SQL Views used on SLB SmartList. And by adding that permission, we resolved the issue.